Courtney Clenny was not an ordinary young woman. Born and raised in Austin, Texas, she grew up with dreams as big as the sky that stretched over her hometown. From a young age, Courtney showed an innate talent for captivating an audience, a trait that would later become the cornerstone of her career. In high school, she was the cheerleader everyone admired, not just for her athletic prowess, but for her magnetic personality that drew people in. After graduation, Courtney moved to Los Angeles, the city of dreams. It was here that she began to carve out her niche in the burgeoning world of social media. With the rise of platforms like Instagram and TikTok, Courtney found a space where her charisma could shine. She started posting fitness videos, lifestyle tips, and glimpses into her glamorous life. Her follower count soared, and soon she was known as Courtney Tailor, a fitness influencer with millions of followers. Her success brought her fame and fortune. Brand deals and sponsorships rolled in, and Courtney found herself living a life many could only dream of. She had it all: a luxurious apartment, designer clothes, and a lifestyle that epitomized the modern influencer's dream. But beneath the glossy surface, storm clouds were gathering. It was in this whirlwind of fame and success that Courtney met Christian Obumseli. Christian was everything Courtney could want in a partner: handsome, charming, and ambitious. He was a businessman with dreams of his own, and the two quickly became inseparable. Their relationship at first seemed perfect. They traveled the world together, attending glamorous parties and sharing their adventures with their combined millions of followers. However, behind the scenes, their relationship was far from perfect. Friends and family noticed the cracks early on. There were reports of heated arguments and instances where Courtney's temper flared. Despite the public persona of a happy couple, those close to them saw a different story, one marked by volatility and emotional turbulence. On a warm April evening in 2022, the facade of Courtney's perfect life shattered irrevocably. The police were called to her luxury high-rise apartment in Miami. What they found was a scene of unimaginable tragedy. Christian Obumseli lay lifeless, a stab wound to his chest. Courtney, distraught and covered in blood, claimed it was self-defense. She told the police that an argument had escalated and she had feared for her life. The news of Christian's death sent shockwaves through the influencer community and beyond. How could such a vibrant young man lose his life so suddenly and violently? And what truly happened in the moments leading up to his death? As the investigation unfolded, the public watched with bated breath. Courtney's social media accounts, once filled with fans' adoration, now faced a barrage of questions and accusations. Many were quick to judge, while others offered support, believing in her claims of self-defense. The police conducted a thorough investigation. They interviewed friends, family, and neighbors. They scoured through security footage from the apartment building and examined the couple's digital communications. Slowly, a picture of their tumultuous relationship began to emerge. Reports surfaced of previous domestic disturbances. Neighbors recounted hearing loud arguments and disturbances from the apartment. Friends spoke of Courtney's temper and Christian's attempts to calm her down. The investigation painted a picture of a relationship fraught with conflict, raising questions about the events of that fatal night. As details of the case trickled out, the media frenzy intensified. News outlets, tabloids, and social media platforms buzzed with speculation and debate. Every new piece of information was dissected and discussed, often with little regard for the truth. The case became a media circus, with pundits and influencers alike weighing in on what they believed had happened. Courtney's lawyer released statements defending her actions, emphasizing her claims of self-defense. They painted a picture of a young woman trapped in an abusive relationship, acting out of fear for her life. Meanwhile, Christian's family mourned their loss and called for justice, insisting that their son was not the aggressor, but the victim. The public was divided. Some saw Courtney as a victim of domestic violence who had been pushed to the brink. Others saw her as a manipulative figure who had taken a life and was now trying to escape the consequences. The truth, as it often is, was far more complex. The trial of Courtney Clenny was one of the most high-profile cases in recent memory. It captivated the nation, drawing comparisons to other infamous cases involving celebrities and influencers. The courtroom was packed with journalists, legal experts, and members of the public, all eager to see justice served. The prosecution argued that Courtney had a history of violent behavior, and that Christian's death was the tragic culmination of a pattern of abuse. They presented evidence of past incidents, text messages, and witness testimonies to build their case. They painted a picture of a relationship dominated by Courtney's explosive temper and Christian's attempts to de-escalate the situation. The defense, on the other hand, focused on the narrative of self-defense. They highlighted instances where Courtney had been on the receiving end of verbal and emotional abuse. They brought in experts on domestic violence to testify about the psychological impact of such relationships. Courtney herself took the stand, delivering a tearful testimony about the fear she felt that night and her regret over what had happened. The jury was faced with a difficult decision. They had to sift through the conflicting narratives and determine what truly happened on that fateful night. The deliberations were long and arduous, with each juror grappling with the weight of their decision. After days of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict. The tension in the courtroom was palpable as the judge read the decision. Courtney Clenny was found guilty of manslaughter. The jury believed that while she had not planned to kill Christian, her actions were not justified as self-defense. The sentence was handed down, and Courtney was sentenced to a significant prison term. The verdict was met with mixed reactions. Christian's family expressed relief that justice had been served, though it could never bring back their beloved son. Courtney's supporters were devastated, believing that she had been unfairly judged. The case continued to spark debate and discussion, both about the nature of their relationship and the broader issues of domestic violence in self-defense. In the aftermath of the trial, both families faced a long and difficult journey of healing. Christian's family worked to preserve his memory, setting up a foundation in his name to help victims of domestic violence. They hoped that through their loss, they could prevent others from suffering the same fate. Courtney, now serving her sentence, had time to reflect on her actions and the choices that led her to that fateful night. She expressed remorse for her actions and a desire to use her platform to raise awareness about domestic violence. From behind bars, she began working on initiatives to help others in similar situations, hoping to turn her tragic story into a force for good. The Courtney Clenny case became a symbol of the complexities of domestic relationships and the tragic consequences that can arise from them. It highlighted the need for greater awareness and support for those trapped in abusive situations. It also underscored the importance of looking beyond the surface, of understanding the hidden dynamics that can drive people to desperate actions. The case sparked conversations about the pressures faced by influencers, the impact of social media on mental health, and the often unseen struggles behind the glamorous facade. It served as a reminder that behind every social media post is a real person with real challenges, and that empathy and understanding are crucial in our digital age. Years later, the Courtney Clenny case remains a topic of discussion and analysis. It is studied in law schools, discussed in media ethics classes, and remembered by those who followed it closely. The lessons learned from the case continue to resonate, reminding us of the complexities of human relationships and the importance of compassion and justice. In the end, the story of Courtney Clenny is not just a tale of tragedy and loss, but also one of reflection and the potential for redemption. It serves as a stark reminder that behind every headline is a deeply human story, one that deserves to be told with empathy and understanding.